The McDonald's snack wrap is back. You brought it back. Ranch snack wrap. Spicy snack wrap. You broke the internet for a snack. Snack wrap is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This summer, try the new Strato Frappuccino blended beverage at Starbucks. It's the classic blended iced coffee you know and love, now topped with a creamy layer of handcrafted brown sugar cold foam. Available for a limited time. Your Strato Frappuccino is ready at Starbucks.
You set the table, put on a playlist, even made the lasagna from scratch. And now you're wearing it. OxyClean Max Force Spray tackles tough, set-in stains the first time. Adulting is hard. Fighting stains shouldn't be. OxyClean Max Force. It's not clean unless it's OxyClean.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer, whiskey, wine or gin. Anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with another shade of blue. We are the KC Soccer Journal. Thad Bell and Robert Russert are here with me. I'm Cody Bradley. Thank you for joining us today. Please go subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcasts. This is Sunday. We are recording Sunday after the 3-2 loss against the Seattle Sounders. Jordan Morris got his 9th career goal against SKC because of course he did. It was his first game back, and that's just how it works. Robert, I think he scored that off his shoulder. I watched the replay today. I'm not confident it actually went off of his head. And his celebration kind of acted like, yeah, that was kind of lucky. Anyway, got behind early with the 3 goals in the first half. But they did show some fight. Gotta love the way they came back. I know they were PKs, but that still counts, Robert. Don't shake your head at me. So it was 23 total shots, 9 on target, an XG of 3.43. Joveljic got his 13th. He's got 8 straight games with a goal contribution. So there was some to like in this game. That we talked last week. It was kind of an important match. We were looking at this as how are they shaking up against the top or the middle of the Western Conference, and well, it didn't look good in the first half at all. But I want to start right here with at the beginning of this game. So finally, we did actually see a different formation. The team actually released an image with a different formation, Robert. So Carey was playing around a little bit without Bartlett.
Yeah, I don't know if it was distinctly all about without Bartlett. The announcers said, yeah, he's expecting 2 people to do the job of Bartlett. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really think so. I think it was more like trying to match up what Seattle was doing and try to control them the best way. But I don't know, guys. Anytime I see Memo in midfield, I just have a little shudder that goes through me. You guys feel the same way? I don't know.
Yeah, I do. I don't like that because I think there were a couple games at the beginning of the season where it felt like Memo was the only one that was out there with the grit and the try hard, and he was doing a few things, and it seemed like he was a good addition and going to be helpful this year as well. So I have absolutely felt like that as of late, and it's crazy that we're saying that about the veteran while missing a youngster in the midfield.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much it's him versus him. It's that Memo has just not been good enough, period. Bartlett is still growing into the game and all that stuff, but he's been pretty good. He's got his faults. He's learning, all that stuff. But Memo, when he's been out there with Bartlett, when Memo's been out there anywhere, I just have not been super impressed with him. He's had moments. He's had moments where he's been fine and good. Last year, he was the guy we'd like, hey, he's a steal. This year, it's, I don't know, bargain deal. So, okay.
Yeah, I think that's just a microcosm of his career. You see those flashes, you see those moments like, oh, nice ball, or, nice play there, nice step up. But it's just not consistent. And it's too much just, blah.
So, yeah, that was not working in the midfield at all. There was Manu and 2 defensive players, Robert, and it just was not clicking at all. They couldn't get anything through the midfield.
Well, as far as, we're kind of already going into the second part here, but what I watched when I watched the replay was how square Basong and Memo were playing to each other
Hmm.
and how separated they were. There was just too much space there. Instead of coming closer together and kind of working one, stepping up, one covering in a sense, having that balance, they were just too far spread apart and just, yeah, like you said, was not working at all.
In the grand scheme of things, they are backups. They should not be starting like regularly in games, and that's just the level of depth. I don't know. You can say the team's deep because there's not as much drop off between top and bottom, but that's still a very low ceiling. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be too mean, but they're working hard. But man,
No,
that was just
you're saying that after we have spent weeks
yeah.
giving Basong his flowers. Like we missed him when he was gone. He is useful in the midfield, in the way the spot this team is at right now. But I think what you said there is also true. On a good competing team in this league, Basong is definitely a backup, and Memo for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh, sorry, go ahead, Dad.
I was just saying, you're right. I do give credit to Basong. He is one of the guys that's working his butt off and trying hard and doing all these things. And he is a backup at two different positions, and that's a great player to have. But we need other players starting in order to be a team that's good enough to compete against Seattle.
Yeah, his words in the locker room post match were just, blatantly saying we did not and could not figure out what we needed to do. And you got to
Yeah.
give Seattle credit because they were pinging the ball around quickly, side to side,
Mhm.
inside and out. They were just moving the ball very well. And Sporting on the ball was a little more dribble than it was, pinging passes around and moving the defense. So that was one obviously factor either. But let's talk about Morris, the blonde headed this time. Anyway, who knows what it'll be next time. But he's a smart striker, just like any good striker.
He is.
He didn't, just sit in the spaces between the back line and the midfield. He would, stretch up the back line, and then at the right particular time, him or Rusnak would step into that mid space, and nobody would go with him. Nobody would recognize that they were stepping in there, and then just all hell would break loose at that point.
He had his own second assist on that goal too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I have not seen Sporting get that utterly dominated. It feels like in a long time. The first half was they were.
Have you been watching this season, Cody?
Well,
That's happened
a
before.
long time in quotes. I told you the Peter Vermees era feels
Couple
like
weeks?
no, that well, a month maybe, right? Like I don't know. There was utterly nothing on the offensive end, and they were getting destroyed on the defensive end as well. Like that was complete and everything. Seattle in that first half. But like we have been saying, it's becoming a trend with this team. They go into halftime. Carey says something. He pulls some strings, makes some changes, and everything again, Thad, changed in the second half.
It does. It's different players come in. There are changes, but I mean, we asked Basong about that. Like why? And he's like, we need to figure this out. We asked Shallowy about it, and he's like, yeah, we got to come out better. This is reminiscent of a lot of games for the last couple of years that they need to come out better. Is the one difference is they are figuring it out and reacting better. Maybe it's just confidence that they can. I don't know. I'm not trying to sound too down, man. Maybe I'm just a little too tired today that I'm like a little down on the whole thing. Not the whole thing. So I don't want to say it that way. I still think they have ability to get some wins and do some stuff. And it was just disappointing to see Seattle do that in the first half.
No, yeah, that's part of it. They got them right where they want them. I think they need teams to lull themselves into a sense of security because that's what I said. I was standing next to Carey at the current game when the penalty went in, that second goal went in, and I was like, all right, Carey, got them right where we want them. We're going to come back. And let me just say before I forget this, sorry, Robert, when that first goal went in, I think everyone is with me on you had the thought that this game's not over. Like they got that first goal and you had a little, oh shoot, they could maybe go do this. And that's something that is very different about this team. I think that's notable that we can feel like that about this team this season.
Well, I'm going to back up just a bit. Sorry, guys, but the killer, obviously, was that third goal we gave up in transition at the end of the first half.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to
so
mention
easy.
any names, but the comment was made that,
Hold on.
Mr. Ndenbe on
There you
the
go.
wing there,
You better mention names.
trailing the play the whole time. He could have hustled back and done something about that, but it just looked like he's like, forget it. Basong passes him as Basong's retreating easily, like he's standing still. So I don't know, just little things like that just can kill you. Not that it was totally Ndenbe's fault, but he could have done something more about it than he did.
Yeah, we had Nate Bucati on the call for this game, and his color commentator called that just from the training ground. Just they're just in a training session when they scored that goal. It was way too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some still comes back to the defenses needs to be better. I mean, Joaquin is over there defending the guy with the ball. The runner is out to the outside with nobody on him. And when the ball passes, he goes there. Jansen doesn't move fast enough to the guy who had originally dribbled the ball down. I'm just saying the guy because I'm not even looking at their numbers right at the moment. And that just creates because behind it, you got Basong running down and you got Logan jogging. They could have done better with a 3-on-3, 3v3. I mean, you train that.
Yeah.
But they could have done better with it.
That extra long stoppage time in the first half, they were just desperately trying to get into the locker room there, clicked off in the last few moments of the half. Okay. Thad, you mentioned Jansen Miller there. Another goal line clearance for this guy. How does this keep happening? What's the record for goal line clearances? Is this a stat that we track? Can I get Mike on this? Because that's 4? Is it 4 this season?
I think it's more than that, man, because I think it's been like one every other game, if not more. It seems like
wild.
it. Wild.
It's crazy. I can't believe this keeps happening.
Although Seattle had one in the second half that.
Oh my God.
That was insane.
One of the craziest things I have seen on a soccer field in so long. That guy injured himself, and it was worth everything that he did. Absolutely incredible. His body moved in a way the human body's not supposed to move, and that's why he got hurt. And the way it just he got so little on it that it just floats into the keeper's hands. Oh my God. What an insane play. Like, I almost couldn't even be mad about that one.
I mean, Sporting's XG on here. And I mean, what's the XG on that? First, Shelly hits the post on that, and then Jovic hits that one toward goal. How do you score that? I don't know.
There were a lot of just chaotic plays. The second PK that Sporting got, there was just people were on the ground, the ball's bouncing around. There was just some chaos in this one.
And that is part of what still makes these games fun, even when they're losses, because they're kind of in it, even if they're coming from behind, trying to make up 3 goals. They're kind of in it. There is craziness. I kind of commented to Shallowy in the locker room about that goal line clearance by Seattle, and I said, "You think that's like a goal now for Jansen to try to do that same thing?" He's like, "Oh no, he's going to do it." So they expect Jansen to try to do the same thing now.
Yeah, but I think Jansen, a couple of times it was like a big cheer right when he did it, right after he did it. But this time it was just maybe a slight grin crept in there.
Standard procedure now. Used to it. He's not even surprised by himself anymore.
But going back to the shift in the second half, Kerry was talking about it at the press conference. So ended up basically at the end with a box midfield. You had Toy and Jovic up top, supported by Manu and Santi.
All 3 strikers on the field at the same time.
Well, yeah, and he's been trying to do that for a while. He said a couple of times ago. But I mean, adjustments, put more pressure, and of course Seattle's going in the half 3-0. They're not going to play the same way, but I thought to myself, I said, Seattle's a mature enough team. They're not going to give this lead up. But Sporting put on the pressure with the change in tactics and really made a game of it. So, yeah, like you said, this team, no matter what the score might be, don't give up on them.
Yeah, and while I've been a little down on Sporting for this game in this pod, Seattle is a good team. They have had some disappointments in other play, but they are a really good team. They're 5th, but only because they haven't played as many games. And they're a top team in the Western Conference. They're going to be tough. They're mature, balanced, all those words. Sporting is trying to get better. And I know Carrie had said this was like a litmus test. And I think the question really is if it's a litmus test, how did they do? Right. So yes, it's not a win. So that knocks it down. Did they play well enough that you can go, okay, it was a decent performance against a good team? Or do you go, that's still not even close to good enough? I mean, I don't, what do you think, Robert?
They believe in themselves to a point. They don't,
Not at the
from what
beginning
we
of a game.
exactly, that's what I was going to get to.
Sorry.
They don't come out on the field thinking, we're going to control this game, we're going to win this game, and there's no question. They're not that team yet. I think they realize they have faults and they have weaknesses, and they're working on them, but they're not that team yet.
And one point that I saw this game that I think they have kind of just acknowledged that fact, and it's a little bit leaning into the rise of John Pulskamp here. They don't do the build out of the back anymore. John Pulskamp is pinging the ball up the field, and it's kind of working. The first play of the game, when they kicked it straight back to Pulskamp, they got everybody up the field, and the first 10 seconds of the game, they looked like they were just raring to go and right up front and ready to score, and it almost kind of worked. And I saw that throughout the game. They used to, at every single time the keeper got the ball, they're playing it to the right back or someone they're trying to build out of the back, and Pulskamp's pinging the ball forward more. I think you're right in that they're leaning into, we're not the greatest team. We could get into some trouble. We've got some young guys in the back if we're trying to build out of here. Pulskamp has shown he can ping the ball around, 2 assists this year. He's just playing it forward, and, I'm fine with maybe sometimes being a just play it over the top team. You got Joveljic up there. He just needs 5 touches a game, and he can get a goal.
What was that, a couple games ago where Manu played 2 over the top and we scored on both of them?
Both of them.
I mean, yeah, and it wasn't just Manu. Any wide back who got the ball often went long, and it's kind of like, okay, we can't beat Seattle in the midfield, so yeah, let's just avoid the midfield.
Skip the midfield entirely.
So that is a strength of what Kerry is doing now, and not everything is working, obviously, but he is changing up how they're doing a lot of things. And Peter did it at times, okay, over the last few years because things were just bad. But Kerry seems to adjust a little bit more on how they're going to play different things. So I'm happy with that. But can I throw out an anecdote?
An antidote, yes. Throw out an antidote.
From training the other day, the last training for Sporting, and the keepers will be shooting on each other a whole bunch and stuff. And we were kind of in the line of fire there at one point, and somebody yells out to Pulskamp, "You need to go be a striker with those shots," or something like that. I'm like, "Yeah, how many goals would you get?" And somebody goes, "Oh, he'll get 3." He goes, "No, 2 assists."
He's proud of those assists, baby. Yeah, so Thad, I know we've taken some heat on the show for being too positive, and you can say that we have just accepted that we're bad. And yeah, I think I kind of have at least accepted that we're not great. But it was really significant for me in watching this game. 2 seasons ago, I would hate the way we're talking about this team and what we've accepted and what we're finding happiness in. But it's a rebuilding year. We fired a coach. Things are not great. We knew that coming in. And with all that being said, they are doing almost everything I could hope for. Like I said, when they scored that first goal, they're down 3-0. They put in a goal, and they made me think something could happen after that. And
because it has.
Because it has. And they've done it. They've shown that they can do it. They've shown they're a second half team, and that it's a fun team to watch, and that they're going to fight for the jersey and they're going to fight for the badge and all of that. So I know they didn't get that win. Come on, one little awkward play hit Daniel in the shoulder, right on the line, handball shoulder. They get a PK. Yeah, the other 2 goals were not good. The third goal was really bad. But, they were right there. They gave us something in the second half. And I do love this team this year. I have accepted they are not that good, but I'm having fun watching this team. They're giving us something to cheer for, and I think that's almost all we could have hoped for.
I mean, even newbies, Cody. I mean, I don't know how many new fans are coming to games these days, but my fiance commented after the game, just noticing in the past years, we would just pass the ball from side to side and side to side and hope something good happened. We're not that team anymore. I'm like, yeah, we're not. We got a little more variety to our play. We're a little more dangerous, have a little more directness, I guess. So even the newbies are noticing.
I don't know about more dangerous, but just more fun, more interesting. Like they are going for it more, at least, right?
We don't know what they are still. I mean, there's still some unknowns to
Right,
this team
right.
and the levels and all that stuff. And to me, a lot of it is expectations, right? I've rooted for teams that I knew were going to be in the basement, and anytime that they beat an upper team, it was, hallelujah, right? And that didn't mean I didn't want them to be better. And then, you can kind of root for teams that are middle of the pack, and like, oh man, if they lose to the rival, you're pissed. If they win over a rival, you're happy. After that, it's like an enjoyable thing. And there's been times we've been rooting for teams at the top of a conference, and like, hey, any loss, any drop of point is piss you off. You know what I mean? We're kind of in that middle area right now where the team could be decent. It needs more players. It needs more experience. They're playing young guys. My expectations right now are not that they're going to win the MLS Cup. They're not going to win the conference. They're not going to be in the top 3 of the conference. That wasn't the expectation at the beginning of the year when we thought, hey,
Right.
when everything's usually looking up. The expectation right now is make the playoffs, finish above St. Louis, have some more excitement, have some great plays, continue to build the core for next year for whoever is going to be the coach. Do you have any other expectations at this point? I mean, I think those are reasonable expectations for this year at this point.
That they could pass, honestly.
That they could pass the ball? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
that they could surpass those expectations.
Oh, okay.
that you have.
Yes. I thought you just said just a pass.
Yes, that's what I heard too.
There's times when they don't do that, yeah, but there's times they do. And
Well, I
mean,
do
we
have to throw in the St. Louis thing really quick. God, I hope they lose tonight because then
Yeah.
LA Galaxy and them will be drawing the same record, so same points.
wooden spoon.
I will be watching that once we finish this podcast. So I'll be locked in. So another
yeah,
thing.
I don't know.
Oh, go ahead, then.
Go ahead.
Another thing more specific about this game. We talked about the changes at halftime. Jake Davis for Memo was one of those changes, and Munoz for Shapi came in as well. Robert, I kind of thought it was an interesting choice that Davis didn't start the game, and it seemed like instantly there was a little more there in the second half.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought when I saw the line. I was like, what Memos ahead of Jake? So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, whether we're just trying to, save his fitness or whatever, but he gives so much more going forward, he's involved, he's working hard. You can tell he puts his emotions on his sleeve, he plays that way. And yeah, I missed him.
Maybe that's the point, though, is that Memo would be the more mature player in going up against a
team
tough
like
team.
Seattle, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know that that's the logic. I might actually try to ask that at the next press availability, but that might be the logic, and that might be why. Would I rather see Jake out there than Memo? I would rather see, I don't know how many players on the team are there. Trying to think of how many players I would rather see. Again, Memo's not that bad of a guy, and he did well for us last year for what he did. So I'm
Not
trying
that bad
to
of a
not
guy.
hate
I
him.
think he's a great guy. Not that bad of a guy.
Well, I'm just trying to be nice. I'm not just trying to be nice. I'm trying not to be like totally like, ranting against poor guy. He does everything he can and he has his good moments. And I would just rather see other people out there.
Every time we talk about passion, we know the players for most part play with passion. But we were missing that passion, blatant passion in the first half as well. They were going through the motions in some extent, but the blatant passion that Jake shows and even Munoz show, was missing.
So
They're young enough. They're young enough. They haven't had their dreams crushed yet.
So yeah, Munoz got in there too. We talked a lot about him. Thad and I were just ready to sign him last week after we saw him just for a couple appearances. What'd you think of his? He kind of had, what did he have? So he had 45 minutes here, for almost 50 minutes. What'd you think of his appearance, Thad?
I mean, overall, I thought it was good, and I was on the wrong end to be watching the game when it was live, and I've only watched some of it back now. But what I could tell from what I saw, I thought he was good, and he earned the penalty. I was surprised that he took the penalty though.
Well, yeah, Jovic had the ball in his hand during the whole VAR review or whatever. Yeah, what happened there?
Yeah, I think that's interesting. It isn't a good enough question. I don't know. Is it just Jovic has had, I think that's his fourth PK that he's scored this year. We're trying to get this other guy off the mark. It was Munoz's third goal. I don't know. I think I kind of like that. If I don't know, even if it was Carey or if it was Decky himself that said, "Here, take this." I think I like either one of those, giving this other guy a shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because traditionally it seems like usually the guy that's fouled in the box doesn't take it. That's not a rule, but it just seems like a lot of coaches don't want him because they're more excitable.
Yeah, and that's
But
ridiculous. I
Deion's-
hate that rule. Guy earned it, give it to him. Especially if he's your striker.
Dejon took
and-
his, so
Yeah, but he's also cold, man. He's like Iceman and that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So he's not bothered by. I mean, you could probably pull out a knife and threaten his life in the box, and he would step up and just finish the PK.
Yeah, Thad, I think that is a worthy question to ask of who or how that came about. When I saw that he scored a PK and I was rewatching this, I actually rewound to make sure I didn't miss the moment on screen where he handed the ball over or there was a discussion in some way. I kind of missed that. It happened during the brouhaha of the red card. But, yeah, I think it's very cool. I'm still liking Munoz. There was there was too much complaining about the referees. There was one he thought he earned a PK and sat down, had literal butt on the ground, hands palms up in the air, and in Denbei or Basong or somebody played the ball back in, and it would have landed exactly on top of his head if he wasn't still sitting there complaining about the referees. So there were a couple of those in this game. He did that. That I don't like very much. There was one, a moment I thought was interesting where he and Decky were in the box together, tight quarters, ball bouncing around a little bit. And, two strikers, two very hungry strikers, that both of those guys, as you want a striker to be, if he gets the ball in the box, he thinks he can score. He should be the one to score. And there was just a little moment there where Santi didn't get the ball off, and Joveljic was right there kind of like, what happened there? I was wide open. So there's one of those moments. I think just the two strikers, and in this game, 3 strikers playing on the field together at the same time. It'll just take some time for those guys to figure that out. But I am still liking Santi Munoz for sure.
Yeah, sign him.
Sign him.
Finish the loan deal. Whatever you got to do it. He's a player I like. Honestly, and I just want to, again, when I sometimes will criticize players based upon history or what I've seen them before, I'd like to be, fair and say, okay, maybe I was wrong. I am going to really like Mason Toy.
Yeah, me too. Man, one play, you're thinking of that one play that he kept a ball alive, went into the box. I don't even think it resulted in a shot, but he was just bouncing off defenders, riding tackles into the box, pass it over to Joveljic, who I think probably should have done better with it. But yeah, there was a lot from Mason Toya in this game.
And just, a couple games now, he's done a lot of the right things. He scored a goal a couple games ago. The runs he was making, speed. Now, I'm not saying I want him starting over Dejon or Santi, but I do like him being out there. So, maybe a game that somebody needs a rest, put him out there and let somebody else get a rest and come out fresh and score some goals. But I'm going to like him, so I just kind of want to eat my own words from when they signed him. Like, yeah, he's the emergency off the bargain deal.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to Mason. He's done well, I think.
Cody just wants to say Toy over Agata.
Objectively better, right? Okay, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
What does every USAA member have in common? Family. We're one big family who supports the military community and their eligible families. And if you, your parent, or spouse served, you could join our family and save big on auto insurance. Visit USAA.com/join today to check your eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
After Zoomies at the dog park, it's time for Drive Up at Target. In goes a big bag of kibble and one squeaky chicken toy for the good boy. Drive Up that's ready when you are, only in the Target app. Just tap Target.
This episode is brought to you by Polestar. There's only one true way to experience the all-electric luxury SUV Polestar 3, and that's to take a test drive. It can go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds with the dynamic handling of a sports car. But to truly understand how it commands the road, you need to be behind the wheel. Up to 350 miles of range, the 3D surround sound system by Bowers & Wilkins. It's all something you have to experience to believe. So book your test drive for Polestar 3 today at Polestar.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
All right, one thing we didn't really mention that was just a ridiculous thing that happened in this game was Nouhou's red card for throwing a ball at a fan into the cauldron, and somehow the cauldron did not just start throwing things back at him. I'm going to give credit to the cauldron here. I think in most stadiums, in most sports on this planet, if a player threw a projectile at a fan into the die-hard section of the fans, I think more projectiles are coming right back at that guy. And I didn't see anything like that happen. I didn't see anyone get too mad. The poor person that got hit by a ball, I couldn't really see what happened there. But my God, what a child. And then he flips off the referee. Get this guy out of here. He better see the disciplinary committee come down this week, Thad.
I'm sure he will. At least another game. I don't know.
And the audacity to be like, oh, what did I do? How could you give me this red card? Flip you off. Are you kidding me? What is wrong with this person? Just a freaking child, an ingrate. Get off our field. What was also after he got flipped off, the referee kind of backed up, like he saw that finger and he was like, oh, you're going to get screwed for that later. And he kind of backed up and did the cross hands. What is this? What's the cross hands signal?
That's I don't know. Timeout, isn't it? That was like a timeout.
I think it's just a get away from me signal. Like
or you're in timeout.
Yeah.
Like, you're done.
It's just funny. It is like an interesting thing. Like he did that after getting the red card. Like what is the referee supposed to do? Like does the referee just slap him after that? Like there's nothing. He's played everything he has to play at that point and then gets flipped off. What else can you do but just put the X up in here? He was like, I don't know what's going on, but everybody get away from me.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Cody. I just hope it doesn't come out later that something inappropriate was said to spur the incident. But yeah.
Things like that just really, really get me. I understand, like, people get heated and you get mad and, like, you shove someone or you scream something or, like, something like that. But some of these stuff, like, what's his name, smacking the keeper on the back of the head and flipping off a referee. There are just some things that I'm like, my God, like, get control of yourself. Have some decorum. Be an adult. Like, how did you get to this point as a professional and that's how you behave? Just things like that drive me insane.
You think these people are adults, man? Come on. Like, they're professional athletes, not necessarily adults.
Bro, Nouhou has been around. How old is Nouhou? Dude's been around for so long.
He's been around a while. But yes, inciting like
28.
Decorum out of Cody. Wow.
Show me some decorum. And again, like I have said, I have a track record of liking some shithousery. There's things you can do and things
if
you
the song
can't.
does it, it's okay.
And if you're wearing the SKC badge, you can do whatever you want. No, come on. I literally just cited Felipe Hernandez smacking someone on the back of the head. I did not stand for that at the time. And so there are just some things like that. I'm like, this is a child. Oh, the guy for St. Louis. I went off on him for screaming and just losing his mind that game. I can't even think of that guy's name, but yeah, I'm like, do you know there are cameras on you? I just like can't believe that some people let the world see them in this horrible, weak moment. Like, get a hold of yourself. Did you not learn to process your feelings? Oh, God.
It is a weak moment. People do not think in those weak moments. I have done some stupid shit in my life that if there was cameras on me, I would have regretted, but I do not because nobody has videoed it.
Yeah, I know, but weak moments is like you got mad and I don't know. There's just some of these very specific. You flipped off a referee. Like, get mad and scream and walk away or something. Like, throw your hands in the air. Like, You flipped him off, like, bro.
Yeah, that's
And
a
you
little
threw a
stupid.
ball-
I
you-
mean,
you threw a ball into the stands, like, dude, you're a child. Like, how are you? You should be embarrassed.
and honestly, I understand maybe throwing the ball in the stands more than I do flipping off the ref. I'll be honest.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
we don't know if something was said. We don't know.
Oh, for sure, something was said.
Well, but if something went across the line, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
there's lines you can make fun of players.
Is
and
saying something about someone's mama, is that crossing a line, or is that fair game from the stands, Thad?
I think it's fair game. I think it's.
I think your mama is fair game at this point. Yeah. I do.
You know, I don't know. I think there's a lot that's fair game, and then there's some certain things that are not. But
Yes. Yes, indeed.
you know, you could say like, you know, hey, say hi to your mom. She was nice last night, but not realizing that his mom had died or something. That's definitely crossing a line, but not knowing you were crossing a line. You know what I'm not? You know,
How dare you, Thad? She was nice last night.
that's just didn't say anything inappropriate.
So
but-
one funny point on this. So I was at the current game, the north end, the river side of the stadium, and I was up on the concourse, and you're right there. Like, those players can hear you.
Yes.
And one of their players, you know, tried something, went into the corner and just hit a brick wall of Sporting KC defenders. And I go, oh, going
KC Current,
nowhere.
okay.
Oh, yeah, Sporting KC Current defenders, sorry. And I was like, oh, you were going nowhere. Like, I kind of yelled that, and people looked at me. Do we not yell at female soccer players? Is that something I should not do at all? Because I thought I yelled the most milquetoast thing in the world, like, oh, going nowhere. Like,
yes,
I
but female soccer players remember those things. That's the problem.
I have heard people at the current game say that we do not act that way.
Okay.
That they do not act that way, like
Okay.
yelling at stuff. And I don't.
I understand that. I understand that.
Each culture determines their own culture. I'm not criticizing it.
But how about the thought of true equality is being able to irrationally hate someone? If I can irrationally hate someone on the men's game, I should be able to irrationally hate someone in a women's game.
I don't necessarily disagree.
No, I'm not a season ticket member since '96, like Thad over there, but I've been going to games since '96. And there was a game, first season. Paul Wright did something, I don't remember what it was, and I yelled something about what he just did. He literally looked at me and waved.
That's a win. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a time like way back when I brought my brother and his wife to Arrowhead to a game. And my sister-in-law, she's a good person, but she is from a large family, loud family, almost all women family. And she is loud. And she would yell shit because we had tickets up in the club level. And she would yell. And players on the other side of the field would be like, who the hell is that? So, I mean, that's at Arrowhead.
Wait a minute, that's not the same woman who still sits behind me and in front of you? No, okay.
No. She's over near St. Louis and probably not going to those games either.
Now, Arrowhead was cavernous, but it was
Yes.
also kind of quiet because there wasn't that many people there. So
Right.
the
Yeah.
echoes, you could, I think one person could yell and someone on the other side could hear.
So, hopefully nobody goes and tells my sister-in-law about this.
So I want to stick right there with the 2000 MLS Cup champions. Well, so actually, that's not even what it was. Someone wrote that incorrectly on this.
You know, you asked about the arms crossed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
looked it up while we were talking. I'm actually playing David in the chat for
Good
a second.
stats and info. Thank you.
Oh.
It says my time. Both arms overhead and crossed at the wrist. Play is stopped due to substitution or an injury or due to an outside event such as extra ball or a dog on the field. Do not use the term timeout.
Oh, okay. All right.
See, that's exactly what I
My
said.
time.
He had played his last card, the red card, and all he had left was my time. There's a dog on the field. All I have left to do is something what I would do if there's a dog on the field.
Remove this unwanted creature from the field.
Yes.
And just again, we don't know if maybe something was inappropriate said, but as a person who sits in front of crowds a lot, it has been a long time since I heard something that would, I think, be used in an inappropriate way that, you know, like you would go after somebody or ban them or anything like that. Yeah. Like you suck and, you know, that kind of stuff and a lot of profanity. at least at Children's Mercy Park. It's been a long time since I've heard something that I think would have crossed a line. I will not say that about every stadium that I have shot in this season.
Yeah. I've always thought that the Cauldron was really good at trash talk, like without like being clever and saying funny things rather than horrible.
There was some stuff, especially like in early years, and it was Tijuana, reference.
Yeah.
And there used to be some people who sat in the south stand who would say some stuff that I knew exactly who they were. And they were I talked to them a couple times and they were nice, but they were like say some stuff that was across the line. So anyway, they haven't been there for a long time that I've noticed. So I'm not saying we're perfect, but yeah.
So Cody, what did someone mistype in the rundown?
Okay, you didn't mistype it. It was just misleading.
Okay.
So yes, what you wrote was 2000 MLS Cup champions and fans recognition. So the fan recognition was, of course, Thad Bell, and I'm curious as to how many others that have been season ticket holders since day one, the truest of true 96ers, and 30 years of season ticket holders, and they recognized them on the field during this game. Thad was there. How was this, Thad, and how many of you were there?
Well, I didn't count, but it is one of the few times I don't normally do fan stuff, but I did for that and went and wore an actual sporting jersey and
go get your
MLS
flowers.
2000 champions hat last night.
Hell yeah.
They had a meet and greet with the 2000 team that was there. Tony Meola, Chris Klein, Bob Gansler, Francisco Gomez, Brandon Prideaux.
You have a chat with Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it was
good.
kind of like my wife was there, and I'm like, called her over, and I said, yeah, Tony Meola, I remember him and stuff. And I said, by the way, did you know he was the model for Wreck-It Ralph?
Was he really?
No.
Nobody looks like Wreck-It Ralph 100%.
He does.
That's spot on.
But his partner on Sirius Satellite Radio actually says that a lot, like makes fun of him and his big meat hands and, and stuff like that. And I said that, and he kind of gives me a look. He goes, yeah, my partner says that all the time. Okay, maybe he didn't like me saying that. Sorry.
Yeah,
but
Tony,
it was nice.
Tony's
then
one of the,
we got to.
Yeah, go ahead.
All the people got to go down and watch warm-ups and stuff, and I actually went and got my camera and stashed it behind the boards, put the jersey back on, and went and joined them. But I'm like, hey, this is their time. Like I get to do that sort of stuff all the time. So I let everybody get up there, and then I walked out on the field and kind of took that moment.
About how many people were there?
Well, I was told the overall season ticket people from 96 is about 50 accounts and about 150 seats.
Wow. That's really good.
I don't know. I don't know the exact number. I don't know anybody does, but
I predicted under 10. I predicted single digits. Wow, that's really good.
I was told a few years ago it was 70 accounts, but I don't know when that was.
Well, yes, there you go. Thank you for saying that, because I was just about to say that 50 accounts and 150 tickets, those are the diehard of diehardest, because there was absolutely a wave, I think, in recent years. At least people were saying online that they were canceling their very old accounts. So yeah, that's 50 accounts survived the downfall of Peter Vermees in the darkest days of our club. I think that's impressive. Good job, Thad.
There was a couple times I've came close to canceling.
Yeah, and especially for you, who did that said before we started, he has never once sat in his seat. That blows my mind that you've never once actually sat.
Is that an Arrowhead too?
No, at Arrowhead I didn't start doing media stuff until like 2008. So
yeah, okay.
Even at Cab, at one point I had 3 seats, and I would shoot the first half of a game and then go sit in the seat with wife and daughter. And for a couple of reasons. One, my daughter would be mad if I didn't sit with her. And 2, my camera was not all that good at the time. So as it got darker and the lighting got worse, I just was not getting shit. So I just didn't care.
So what, then your daughter got older and she didn't want to sit with you anymore? So when you got the new stadium, you haven't sat there in forever?
I wouldn't say it that way, but tickets go up, new stadiums, opportunity to do stuff. And she wasn't always going to be there. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I've never actually sat in my seat at Children's Mercy Park, and the only time I've sat in a seat at Children's Mercy Park was a couple years ago when my daughter graduated high school. They had a graduation there, and it just felt so wrong. I wanted to like pull my credential out and go walk down on the field and take some pictures, and I'm like, no, I can't do that.
Okay, let's take a look around the table because we talked last week, Thad, just 7 days ago. They were 3 points out of 7th place. And then there were midweek games where Sporting KC didn't play, and then they lost on the weekend. So 6 points were had from some of those teams. There was a lot of shakeup around. At least LAFC got 6 points out of the midweek game and on the weekend. So the table looks a lot different than it did. They were 3 points out of 7th. Now there's even a gap. Now they're 4 points out of 9th place. They're 3 points out of 10th place. So everything looks a lot different after that. One notable result was Salt Lake and Houston. Salt Lake actually did beat Houston, so that is one result that maybe kind of held things in check of a few of the teams above us. But yeah, Thad, things are looking a lot different here. I don't think we anticipated those midweek games hurting so hard.
Yeah, I mean, yes, they do, and they did, but you still got to look at the last 12 games or whatever the number is now. 13 games?
Mm-hmm.
No, 12 games for Sporting, 13 for some of the other teams. So there's teams at 22 games played, some at 21. LAFC at 19, Seattle at 21 now. So some of those matter more. It's just it's less. I don't worry about where they're at in the table as much as they got to get their points when they can get them. And they're in a tough run of teams that are above them. And then there will be a few games towards the end where they are teams that they're definitely fighting with, and they need to maximize all of those points.
And of course, schedule-wise, we're playing teams, a series of them that are playoff bound right now. So it's going to be a rough patch.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning is like that's the teams right now that it's going to be hard to get points. So getting anything off of them is bonus, but those last few games, they really need to. Yeah, maybe they'll have a new player by then. Who knows?
Even the New York City FC game this weekend it's an Eastern Conference team, but that is a playoff team. So maybe a loss to them doesn't hurt as bad to a Western Conference rival. But yeah, that's another good team, and they need every point that they can get.
Yeah, we don't want back-to-back home losses, though. That would not be good.
No.
NYCFC is 7th place in the Eastern Conference right now.
They're over 500, 9-8-4.
Okay. Any other thoughts from around Major League Soccer recently? How about Messi is that 4 straight games with a brace? We were looking at Jovic at the top of the Golden Boot ladder, and he was tied with Messi like a couple weeks ago, and Messi's just been raining goals as of late. So Messi has taken his rightful place atop the Golden Boot race.
And you got Dreyer with San Diego continuing to be hot. He got a brace last night as well. That team, San Diego's good, man.
Well, and Sam Sturridge too.
Did you guys watch Hell is Real at all? See the highlights?
I missed that entire game.
Yeah, Cincinnati jumps up early, 2-0, and you're like, okay, this is over. Cincinnati's a good team. Columbus, what's wrong with Columbus? Columbus ends up winning 4-2. It's like, there you go. Wilfred Nancy at it again.
Jovic is only 3 points out, though, in goals. 3 goals out from Golden Boot. So.
Tied for second with 13. Yeah, Robert, you're right. Wilfred Nancy, he seems like a wizard of an MLS coach. I do love that guy.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take another break. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
Jif peanut butter. It's that Jiffing good, it doesn't really need advertising. So instead, enjoy the calming sounds of the ocean.
Jiff. Ooh, it's that jiffing good. Get your Jiff at jiff.com.
This episode is brought to you by Diet Coke. You know that moment when you just need to hit pause and refresh? An ice-cold Diet Coke isn't just a break. It's your chance to catch your breath and savor a moment that's all about you. Always refreshing, still the same great taste. Diet Coke. Make time for you time.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay, Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
All right, the Club World Cup wrapped up Sunday afternoon. Robert, that did not go at all the way I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, PSG hot during the whole tournament. They're beaten. Last game was 4-0. They
The
won
reigning
to get into this
UCL
match.
champs, man.
Exactly. Yeah, and Luis Enrique coaching them, and you think, okay, they're gonna win this one. But Chelsea, man, they came out on fire. Cody's twin missed an early chance, but then he capitalized twice later. Chelsea looked good, man. I mean, Premier League, take notice.
Yeah, my doppelganger was the hero today, apparently, Thad.
Well, at least there's one person that looks like you that can play soccer.
Hey!
Hey, Cody did not brag as of yet, anyway. He will soon, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was told you were supposed to score a couple goals in the media game, but and I don't know. Is that the next up thing?
Yeah, it is. I had my eye on the Temo Chawinga signed jersey for the MVP, and I'm not actually sure who won that. Man,
but you know who it wasn't.
Yeah, it was definitely not me. I had an assist, but man, that game we played for 5 minutes. Danny Welniak came in while we were standing there before the game and said it was just going to be 5 minutes. These games are not ever long, but that one was definitely shorter than we are used to. But I got my assist. I saw my girl Lux from 101 The Fox, my former coworker. She was just standing wide open there in the box, and yeah, that was good. Our team Storm won. We actually got jersey-ish type jerseys. We got jersey-type shirts. I liked mine. The Team Storm one was really cool. So, yeah, that was a very good night. I love a good media game. And, yeah, the Teal Rising Cup, they won 3-0. That was kind of an interesting game. It got a little chippy there, too, Thad. You missed some action.
Yeah, I came back and watched it last night on ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
But those two Brazilian teams there, they are Palmeiras and Corinthians. They are very chippy teams. And they hate each
staunch
other.
rivals, yeah. Did you hear the anecdote? No, you want to do another anecdote? Do you have the same one I was about to say? I'll give it to you if you want to.
No, go for it.
So we learned that the team in organizing this, the Current, was looking to fly the two teams up together, and both of the teams were just horribly offended by this. Like, we absolutely cannot do that. Please don't let the players know that you even asked that
Wow.
this was a possibility. Like, we cannot do that at all. So yeah, that's something I didn't know. Palmeiras and Corinthians women's teams absolutely hate each other.
Yeah, because they would have been flying out of the same city, and there was no way in hell they were going to be on the same plane together. And if they had been, it probably would have caused an international incident, or at least a plane having to land early.
Well, and unfortunately, Corinthians got the last-minute win over the Chicago Not Red Stars. So we aren't going to get to see Palmeiras and Corinthians play for the quote-unquote third-place game on Tuesday night. But so yeah, that'll be Corinthians versus the KC Current on Tuesday. The stadium was a little sparse for this game. They packed it with the media game for sure, so it was a lot of fun in that way. But I also think it maybe took some fans away from the Sporting KC game as well, which was also a very sparse stadium.
The Royals played a late afternoon game too. I don't know if that had an impact, but
okay, maybe.
What was the lineup for the Current? Was it a first choice lineup? I don't think so, right?
No, it was not.
Not even close.
They didn't even play the Brazilians. We're playing Brazilian teams. They didn't play the Brazilians.
They weren't even in the lineup. Well, Dabinha's hurt. Lorena's with the national team, and Bia doesn't need to play extra. Of course, I'm trying to remember which team she's actually from. So would she have been playing her former team in this one, or would it be in the next one? So that I'm not sure about, because she's from one of those two teams.
We did get to see the return of Alex Pfeiffer.
I know she would look really good.
She did
better than a lot of the starting players.
Yeah, yeah, she did. She had 2 chances. I thought she was gonna get a goal in her return. There was 2 of them that I thought she probably should have put home, but
yeah. So hopefully she will get some playing time in real games now. She looked really good last year before she got hurt. In the game that she got hurt, she actually scored a goal. It was called off, and then came down officially hurt. I think she was actually hurt before that, but just like, I'm too tough to go down. So
really good to see her come back in. Very wholesome return. She turned around and waved to the rest of the players who were up in the press box area. So very good to see her back. Good player. The team is just going to get better with her in the mix as well.
It is a good chance. I mean, I like these little tournaments. We make fun of sometimes like the 3D printed cup or not real trophies and stuff, but they're fun, and they do give players a chance to play. Haley Hopkins got a couple goals. She's a player that just doesn't get much starts with the first team, but comes off the bench a lot and does really well. The only one starter on that lineup, Kayla Sharples, on defense. So everybody else would be people who were backups, or some came off the bench. And one of them, very interesting, was Malia Brewer. I'm not sure if that's how you say her name, but she's not even on the roster. Although,
really?
Or at least not officially.
Interesting. I didn't notice that.
She's practiced with the team over the last couple of years. She's very young, so I think she might show up as a signee sometime in the near future.
Nice antidote. So another thing that happened at the end of that, there was a red card at the end of that. Did you see the brouhaha, Thad?
Yeah.
It was nonsense.
I mean,
Speaking of people who should be embarrassed by themselves, was this girl who went down holding her head, acting like she took an elbow to the face or whatever. You were losing 3-0 in an exhibition match, lady. Like, what?
It's a tournament.
What on earth are we doing here? You're trying to get someone red carded in this game when you're down 3-0. Just ridiculous.
Now, I agree. A lot of times people say, "Oh, the women don't dive. They don't do this." That's not 100% true.
Not 100% true, especially when we start playing South American teams.
It does look like there might have been an elbow thrown, but it was not to the head.
Right. Did you guys know that Trent Green was the referee of the media game?
I did know that.
Turned the corner in a yellow referee jersey holding a yellow and red card, and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing.
He's a good guy.
Cody, did you and R. Carey have any interactions on the pitch?
Yes, she pushed me at one point. She bumped into me in the back and pushed me. She said Thad gave her some marching orders to try to injure me. So, yes, I got an elbow in the back from Carey at one point.
I don't think I said to go injure you. I think it might have been other people, Sperry, but
that sounds right.
They made a whole thing about her training for it, and they targeted you in that whole little video.
Yeah, what was it? They showed a picture of me I have not seen in 15 years, or so. I don't know where that picture came from. It's deep within my Facebook images, I guess. So somebody worked hard to troll me on that.
I've seen that somewhat recently, though. I don't know where.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. That was, what that was from? Was from the Dress to the Nines day at a Royals game. And, admittedly, looked kind of weird with suspenders, which is why they grabbed that picture.
Yeah, did not realize that.
Yeah, nice trolling. That was part of one of the things that they were giving a prize for in these media games. The way the Current does it is like best trash talker, to try to get people to say things on social. So good job, Carrie. Didn't work because we beat you, but
yeah. But did she get a prize?
I don't think so. I was the true engine, though, if we're being honest.
How many were on each team? I never saw a list.
Oh God, there was at least 40 people on that field. It was 20 plus, yeah.
So you didn't really have to run because there was a lot of people.
No, and I'm also injured. I've been taking games off all of my rec leagues, the volleyball and the soccer and the kickball. I'm dealing with a groin thing at the moment. You guys know groin injuries, real tough to deal with. It just takes a long time. So
even at your age, huh?
I think this was a bit of a rehab start for me. I was like, I can go 5 minutes, but no.
What a warrior he is!
It still kind of hurts. The massage gun was heavy last night, and it still kind of hurts today.
Okay, well, first of all, I think that you probably asked to have the game shortened just so you would lessen your injury time. And I'm not sure about proudly talking about massage gun to your groin. I'm not sure if that's appropriate conversation, but
yeah, I every time I hear my roommate walking up the stairs, I get into the most awkward position I can with this massage gun to make him feel weird as he catches me using it on a sensitive area.
So
interesting.
I want to go back to the 2000 MLS champions team for a second.
Okay.
One thing that was sad and disappointing to me is that it would not have been right to bring out Peter Vermees as one of those guys because he was part of that team, a huge, amazing part of that team. And because of the situation with him being let go, he wasn't at because they had a staff thing, or not staff thing. They had an event on Friday night at the training center where they brought in all the players that were coming in. But not only did they bring in the players, they brought in all the staff that they could find, that worked with the team. So like team admins and coaches and trainers and ticket guys.
Was Peter at that one?
No.
Okay.
But
I was told he was at the hotel where all those guys went to after the fact.
Oh man, that's kind of sad. I actually hadn't considered that. That's something I didn't even think of during this. That's kind of unfortunate. Club legend. He would have been one of the most notable to be there a couple years ago.
And again, a huge part of that team because that's like Tony Meola talked about how Peter was the boss of the back line and came in and settled everything down and basically made him a better team. So
yeah, that sucks. I honestly feel like almost just a few more months, or if this happened next year, then there would have been enough leeway, enough breathing room that they could have brought him back. But
he deserves to have been recognized for that.
Yeah,
and all that, and it's just sad that they don't think, or I don't know, maybe they asked him and he declined, or maybe they didn't ask.
Yeah,
but I understand why in both situations it didn't happen. It's just a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, you said Vermees was a big part of the team. I mean, he won Defender of the Year that year for MLS. It was the big Defender of the Year at that time. But kind of reminds me, this morning my in-laws were here, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to show them some commercials from the 2000 season that they used to do for the Wizards.
The best commercials.
Mojo time,
Yeah.
They're dancing their like 60s theme. And
So I have a trivia question for you and Cody. Actually, let's go with Cody because I see how many Cody can answer before Robert does.
Oh, crap. About
how many?
I'm supposed to answer, or I'm not supposed to answer?
About the
You're
2000?
not supposed to answer until Cody has.
Oh, okay.
Is that what this is about? The 2000 team? Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay.
It's not about the 2000 team.
Okay.
He just reminded me of this.
Okay.
Although it's connected to the 2000 team. How many Kansas City Wizards, and Sporting defenders have won Defender of the Year? And name them.
Oh, Jesus. Maybe I could get lucky on a number here, but no, I couldn't do that. I would say 6 Defenders of the Year. I thought I was going. I'm sorry if I ruined it. I was trying to go high because I thought it was notable why you were giving me this one.
No, he just reminded me of this. I had looked this up recently. So 4.
Oh, I wasn't far off. Robert, is that what you were going to go with? You looked at me like I was insane when I said 6.
I was going to say 3.
All right, name them. Cody first.
Peter Vermees.
1.
Matt Biesler.
2.
Ike Opara.
3. You're doing so good here, man.
Give me a generation? This is like Wizards? I'm missing a Wizards one?
I'm not giving you a generation.
Am I missing?
Mike Kuhn would be very disappointed in you if you don't get this.
Well, come on. This is an old team here. I was a child for some of this, okay?
It's not that long ago.
Okay. That's all I need. Okay. Not that long ago.
Of course, I have 30 years invested in this. You know how long ago is not that long ago to an old guy?
So, I mean, like, would Aurelian Colin have gotten one?
He was a runner-up.
Yeah, I think I've exhausted my chamber there. I don't have any left.
Robert?
The one I'm thinking of was early in Wizards history, but
who?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of his damn name. He didn't even play a full season. I don't think.
Well, then he wouldn't have won Defender of the Year.
Well, he came in pretty early in the season, but yeah.
Richard Goff?
Right. That's who I was thinking.
Yeah, but no, not him.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. This was the very first ever Sporting Kansas City model. He modeled the new kit.
Okay, well, every year someone models the new kit.
The first one to model a Sporting Kansas City kit. First. And then he never wore it.
He won Defender of the Year? Oh, he never won.
Oh, so you're... Okay, the first Sporting Kansas City kit. So
Yes.
this is a 2012
okay.
Defender of the Year.
11, yeah.
2011, okay. See, I was...
Yes,
I was
Cody,
gone in
we're all going to
college.
be disappointed that you don't get this.
I got 3 of 4. Give me that.
I'll give you that, yeah.
This was
they were
admittedly
easy ones.
This was admittedly in the 4-year period where I was at college and kind of checked out.
All right, Robert.
Jimmy Conrad?
Yep.
Oh, fuck. God damn it. God damn it. He's going to be so mad at me.
Yes, because he listens to our pod every week.
Right, yeah.
All right. 3 out of 4.
No, but
that's
going
not
back to the 2000, it was great to talk to Miola. It was great to talk to Chris Klein as well. Thad, did you talk to anybody else as far as that went?
I went out to the thing at the training center on Friday night and got a chance to talk to Matt McEwen. I never did.
Yeah, nice.
Francisco Gomez. Oh man, Chris Brown.
Okay, yeah.
That's awkward. And damn, I'm trying to remember who else I talked to. Brandon Prideaux. Love that guy when he was playing. A couple others.
Good names. There are people listening right now, fans, maybe not as long as the two of you, but there are people listening that are like, good times. So I'm appreciating the shout outs here.
Yeah, and along the way, got a little bit of a tidbit because I inquired, can't reveal a source or anything, but we talked about Mr. Vermees earlier, the uncomfortableness, and it was cool that he was hanging out with the guys, at least at part of the event, so that's cool. But his name, as we suspected, is being floated around for positions in MLS. So
I did hear one.
Put 2 and 2 together and figure that out.
Well, I did hear one. I heard LAFC.
Really?
Which I thought was weird because I thought they liked Chirundolo.
Well, he's leaving after the season. He's already said that.
Okay, I missed that. That would make sense then.
Yeah, he's going back to Germany because he wants to go to Germany.
I'm just saying, that makes me feel a little weird. Like, not good enough for Sporting KC, but sought after by LAFC.
That's not the case, though, Cody. Come on. That's not really the case.
Okay.
It has, to me, it still has to come down to it was the same voice for too long.
Yeah.
For sure, but I'm just saying, what's it gonna feel like if he wins back-to-back MLS Cups with LAFC? I'm gonna want to jump off a bridge somewhere.
Well, he probably has a head start going in if he goes into LAFC roster building wise.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a team that spends money.
It'd be better than St. Louis, but
oh god, if he ends up there, oh geez.
Yeah.
I don't
St. Louis is getting a couple players from Minnesota, apparently.
I don't like any of this conversation. Gives me the willies.
So, Thad, there's a trade in the works. Is that what you're implying?
According to Tom Bogert, there's a trade a player for cash for the league cash deal thing that we got Dayon on, and then a loan. So I don't know. I don't have it pulled up in front of me, but it was I saw it this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
All right. So we've got NYCFC this weekend at home. end of a 3-game stretch at home. Be very good to see them steal some points here from an Eastern Conference team. Getting down to it, Thad. There's not many games left that we can just start accepting 1-goal losses.
Yeah, and it's also getting very close to the transfer window. So
yes, it is. A little tingly.
I don't know.
Maybe could be a little tingly. Something could happen. You never know.
I do know that they were looking at a player. I just don't know where or what. I tried to follow the only clues that I had to see if I could figure out who it was, and I did not even. I could not do it. So I don't know if I don't know if it's happening. I don't know if it's a done deal. Well, but I do know that they were. Some people were traveling to look specifically at a player.
Normally, we only get to find out in American soccer media when it is a done deal or it is quote unquote happening. So,
or Tom Bogert says it.
But that's what I mean. Like when we hear it, it's because it's like for sure happening. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how definitive of reporting that is, but I appreciate your reporting of Sporting KC are looking at a player. With the
no, I'm just saying it's not like they're not looking. It is right. At least a positive that no, they're just setting pat until the off window until they've hired a coach or a director of soccer operations or the general manager or whatever term that they want to use. They are at least actively looking to improve the team.
Okay, what we wanted to hear. Nothing definitive, but something in the right
I don't even know what position. But when I kind of tried to push for that, they were like, "You watch this team." Okay. All
right.
That's honesty.
Sporting.
The side don't seem so tough, and 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Some punters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm